Hello students, today our topic is Python Numpy array, and in this lecture we are going to discuss some functions related to Python Numpy array. So first of all, let us take a quick revision of our previous lecture. So array indexing is the topic. As you can see on a screen that there is an array given whose elements are 1, 2, 4, 8, 16 and 32. As far as its index position is concerned, from left to right they are count from 0 and onwards. For example, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. From right to left, these are counts from -1. So -1, -2, -3, -4, -5 and -6. So we can say that index position defined in two different ways. Okay. So you can access any element of an array using negative index, as well as you can say that index start from left to right. These are start from 0 on and onwards, so positive index. Okay, so this is inverse index position, start from -1. Always remember that inverse index position start always from -1. Now how we can access different array items, that is a question. For example, there is a array named balance, and if we want to find out the element at index position 1, and for that purpose what we have to do, just write the name of the array, then within the square bracket just write the index. Okay, and if after that you just give the print statement, then element at that index position will be printed on a screen. In this case it is 200. You can easily see on the screen at index position 1 there is an element named 200. Okay, I think it is clear to all of you, very simple to understand. Just write the name of the array first, and within the square bracket just write the index position, whatever you want, whatever the element at that index position will be print on a screen just after that statement. This diagram basically show you how to access an array element. And if you want to find out array element at position 2, for that purpose just write balance. Balance is the name of the array, and within the square bracket just write 2. And if you want to print that number, just write print. Okay, now I think it is clear to all of you. Let us take another slide. Now let us talk about two-dimensional array. Okay, in two-dimensional, first part basically shows you the information regarding to the row, and second part regarding to the column. And when we talk about the array slicing, then first value which we give is start, next is stop, and then step. Okay, it may be negative or positive. The start stop step value may be negative or it may be positive. And after comma sign we give the parameters regarding to column, and these are start, stop and step. So let us take an example. Okay, there is an array given, and name of the array is suppose A is the name of the array. Okay, now if we just give 0, 3, 5. So first of all, always remember that first value is basically related to row, and 0 is given, so first row will be selected in that case. That means this row. Okay, now a column, you can easily see that 3, 5 is given. 3, 5. So this is the row number 0, column number 0, sorry, then column number 1, column number 2, and column number 3, then column number 4, and then column number, at last, column number 5. So when we just write 3 column 5, it means column number 3 and column number 4 will be selected, column 5 will not be selected at all, because last value is excluded, stop value is excluded. Okay, so only 2 columns will be selected. And as far as step value is concerned, by default step value is 1, so only 2 elements will be selected. Okay, so this is the row and these are the columns that are selected, and where these two are intersect, only those elements will be selected in that case. And these are 2 elements, these are 3 and 4. So our answer is array 3 colon 4. This is our answer. Now I think it is clear to all of you. Now let us take another example. Okay, so in another example that is given in blue color, you can easily see on screen, 4 colon A, 4 colon A is the name of the array, 4 colon, it means row number 5, it means row at position, index position 4. So let us count first of all, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that row is selected in that case. After that column, and no value is given just after that, it means, it simply means that after a row at index position 4, all rows will be selected. So that row will be selected, and only after that there is only a single row, that row should also be selected in that case. So 2 rows will be selected in that case, row at index position 4 and row at index position 5. And why it is so? Because there is given 4 colon and no value is given just after the colon sign. It simply means that after that AND value must be the last row, and the last row is basically 30, 31, 32, 33, 34 and 35. These are the element of the last row. So in this case 2 row will be selected. Okay, now I think first part is clear to all of you. So 2 row will be selected in that case. Now let us talk about the column. So column number 4 and onwards will be selected. So this is column number 0, this is 1, then 2, 3, 4, 5. So in this case these 2 column will also be selected. So let us see what are the elements that will be printed. Just after that, see the point of intersection, and the point of intersection says that 4 elements will be selected, 28, 29, 34 and 35. These 4 elements will be selected in that case. See the answer. Okay, so that is the answer of this question. These rows and columns will be selected, and elements which are the result of the intersection of these 2 rows and columns will be our answer, that is 28, 29, 34 and 35. Now let us take another example. Example number 3rd. A is the name of the array, and as far as row is concerned, no value is given, just a colon sign is there. It means all row will be selected and all columns will be selected. Okay, all row and all columns, but all rows will be selected. These are the part of the basically information regarding to the rows. So no start value is given, no end value is given. It means all rows will be selected. And as far as the column is concerned, 2 is given. So column at index position 2 will be selected in that case. And in this case, let us see column number 2. This is column number 0, this is column number 1, and this is column number 2. So that is the column number 2, and the elements of column number 2 regarding to all rows are 2, 8, 14, 20, 26, and 32. So all these elements will be selected, because as far as row is concerned, all rows are selected. There is no filter at all on rows. But as far as column is concerned, column number 2, only column number 2 will be selected because 2 is given. Okay, so these are the elements which will be printed just after that. Now let us take another example. Example number 4. Example number 4 says that 2 colon no value is given and then 2. It means start value is given, end value is not given, step value is given, which is 2 in this case. In our previous case, default step value is considered, which is 1, but in this case step value is given, which is 2. So start value is 2 first of all as far as row is concerned. So first of all, just mark the rows. This is row number 0, this is 1, this is row number 2, then 3, then 4, and then at last 5. So row number 2, that is our row number 2. Okay, and just after that no end value is given. It means that row number 2 and onwards all rows will be selected. So this row is selected, then after that row number 3 will be selected, row number 4 will also be selected, and at last row number 5 will also be selected. So all rows will be selected. Okay, wait a minute. These 4 rows will be selected. But as far as step value is concerned, look at the step value. Step value is 2. So according to the step value, that row will be selected, and just after that there is increment of 2. So this row will not be selected. It means row at index position 3 will not be selected at all, and just after that row at index position 4 will be selected, because in this case there is a increment of 2, or we can say that step value is 2. So only 2 row will be selected. If it is not given, this value is not given, then all rows will be selected, but step value is 2 is given, so only 2 row will be selected. These are the rows which are selected in this case, because the step value is 2. Okay, now look at the part of column. No start value is given, no end value is given, but step value is given, which is 2. So first column is selected, then after third column is selected, and then after fifth column is selected, because there is an increment of 2. So look at the intersection point. This is our final answer. So answer is 12, 14, 16, and then 24, 26, and 28, because these are the intersection point of these rows and columns. So I think it is clear to all of you. Let us take another example. Okay, same array is there. You can easily see that these are the elements 0, 6, 12, 0, 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, and in this again these are the same elements. So as far as array is concerned, same array is there, but range is different in this case. So look at the example 3 comma. So as we know that first part basically belongs to the row, and as far as range is concerned, three parameters are there: start value, stop value, and step value. Start value is given, which is 3 in this case. So row at index position 3 will be selected, and after that all rows will also be selected because okay, so row at index position 3 will be selected, and since no just after that a comma sign is there, no colon sign is there, so only row at index position 3 will be selected. If there is a colon sign, then after that all rows will be selected, but no colon sign is there, it means that only row at index position 3 will be selected. So let us see the row at index position 3. This is index position 0, then 1, then 2, and then 3. So only that row will be selected. Now look at the column part. No start value is given, no step value is given. Okay, no start, no stop value is given, but step value is given, and which is -1. Okay, -1. So one thing is clear, that all columns will be selected, but as far as the step value is concerned, since it is -1, then all columns will be selected, but they are selected in reverse order because there is a sign of -1. Okay, so what happens, that row means row at index position 3 will be selected and all columns will be selected, but elements will be printed in just a reverse order because -1 sign is there. So first of all 23, then after 22, then 21, then 20, then 19, and at last 18 will be printed. Okay, if there is a sign of +1, then first of all 18 will be printed, then 19, then 20, then 21, and then 22, and then at last 23. So one thing should be clear, that step value may be negative or it may be positive. If it is positive, then we consider it is in incremented order, but if it is negative, then order must be reversed. Okay, element order must be reversed, or element will be printed in reverse order. So let us take another example that will give a clear idea. In this case you can easily see that start value is not given, and then colon sign is there, and after that 3 is given. It means that counting start from row number 0 and goes up to a row at index position 2. So this is row number 0, this is row number 1, this is row number 2, because as we know that stop value is not considered at all, or it is excluded in this, and since step value is not given, then by default it is 1. Now as far as column is concerned, we can easily see on a screen that all columns will be selected but in reverse order. Okay, so all columns will be selected but in reverse order because -1 is there. Why it is so? It is so because colon -1 is there. It means no start value is given, no stop value is given. So it is very clear that all columns will be selected, but since -1 is there, that means step value is -1. So element will be selected in just reverse order. So first of all 5 will be printed, then 4, then 3, then 2, then 1, and then after 0. These are the element of the first row. Then after 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, second row elements, and then at last 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, and 12 will be printed. Okay, so this is the answer of this problem, or range selection. Now let us take another example. So no start value is given because first sign is colon. It means start as far as start value is concerned. So it is row number 0 and it is goes up to row number row at index position 2 because 3 is excluded. So 0, 1 and 2. These are the three rows that will be selected in this case. And after comma sign, we can see that column selection will be there. So no start value is given, no step value is given. It means all columns will be selected, but there is a decrement of -2. So two things should be clear. First of all, there is a step value is given, that is -2. So element will be printed in reverse order, first thing, and there is a jump of 2, not a 1. It means not all columns will be selected in this case. All columns will not be selected. Columns will be selected just after an increment of 2 in reverse order. That means that column will be selected, then that column will be selected, and then this column will be selected. Okay, so only 3 columns will be selected. And why it is so? Because there is a jump of 2. So the first row elements are 5, 3 and 1. Read these elements from right to left because minus sign is there. So elements will be 5, 3 and 1, and elements of next row will be 11, 9 and 7, and elements of last row will be 17, 15 and 13. So this is the answer of this question or problem. Let us take some more example of this. Now I think you are able to understand all these type of range selection. So let us take another example. It will clear your concept. In this question, as we know that name of the array is A, okay, and first part, that is part just before the comma sign, is basically related to range selection. So as far as range selection is concerned, we can easily see that -3 is written there. And what is the meaning of -3? So in this question, basically elements are counted just in reverse order because negative indexing is there. So this is -1, we know that, then -2, -3, -4, -5 and then -6. Okay, these are the row, these are the different index position. So we represent here using negative indexing because negative indexing is given in question. So -3 means this row, and then after colon -1, so stop value is -1, means that row. But as we know that according to the rule, last value is excluded, so only 2 rows will be selected in this case: row at index position -3 and row at index position -2. Okay, these are the 2 rows that will be selected, -3 and -2. Now look at the column part, -4. So -4 means, as far as column is concerned, -1, -2, -3, -4. That is column number -4. Okay, and then -5 and then -6. So start value is given, that is -4, and stop value is not given because stop value is not given, so column just after the index position -4 will also be selected. So column at index position -4 will be selected, column at index position -3 will also be selected, column at index position -2 will also be selected, and column at index position -1 will also be selected. So 4 columns will be selected, but there is a jump of 2. You can easily see here, jump of 2. So in this case only 2 columns will be selected, column at index position -4 and column at index position -2. At -2 it means this column will be selected, at -4 means this column will be selected. So only 2 columns will be selected, and elements are basically, as far as the selection of the elements are concerned, they are from left to right because positive step value is given. So only 2 columns will be selected in this case, and look at the intersection point that will give you the answer. That means element 20 will be printed, element 22 will be printed, element 26 and 28 will also be printed. So that is our final answer. Now let's take another example. In this case you can easily see that as far as row part is concerned, that is the row part, -3 colon -1, no step value is given, that means by default it is 1. So -3 means that is -1, that is -2 and that is -3. Okay, and then stop value is -1, that is -1. So only 2 value will be selected, 2 rows will be selected, -3 and row at index position -2. -1 is not selected because according to the rule stop value is not considered. Okay, so or we can say that stop value is excluded. So before this all rows will be selected, so only 2 rows will be there, row at index position -3 and row at index position -2. These are the 2 rows. For column you can easily see here -4 means that is -1, -2, -3 and that is -4. That is the row at index position -4, and then after you can easily see that no stop value is given, so it clearly indicates that all columns just after the column at index position -4 will be selected, including column at index position -4. But there is a jump of -2. It means element will be printed in reverse order, and there is a jump of -2. So only column at index position -4 and index position -2 will be printed. So that is the minus column at index position -2 and that is column at index position -4. So only these are the columns. And now look at the intersection point. Intersection point will give you a clear idea. So these are the elements 20, okay, wait a minute. Okay, so as far as elements that will be selected, let us see the elements which will be selected. First of all, let us discuss this point. -4 colon -2, that is column selection. So at index position -4 you can easily see that this row will be selected, and since there is a negative indexing, so basically order is reversed in this case. So we can say that index at position column at index position -2, and so column at index position -4, and then after column at index position -6. These column will be selected. And why it is so? It is because there is a negative indexing, okay, and there is a jump of -2. So these two row will be selected, means in just backward direction. So look at the intersection point. These are the intersection point. So these four elements will be selected: 20, 18, 26 and 24. Now I hope you are able to understand this concept. So in our next video we will discuss some more numericals regarding to this. Okay, thanks for watching this video.